Good morning, church.
Good morning, Dee.
Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Pflugerville. You are among family and friends. Y'all, I was thinking about what my 7th grade English teacher taught me back when, and we had to write a theme every Friday, a theme with real ink and cartridges in the ink pen and all that. Anyway, people were always going, I don't know what to write about. And she always told us the same thing. You write about you. You write about what's going on with you, what you know about. Don't go research something. Don't think about something. Write about you. Okay, so I said, okay, got to do this talk today. All right, what's going on with me? Well, for those of you that don't know, it's packing and moving, honey, packing and moving, and lots of it. And so one of the things that occurred to me is that packing and moving, okay, that's a P and an M. So I'm going to call that in my talk today, the little P and the little M, okay? That's my packing and moving. In Unity, we practice P and M, our big capital P and M, all the time, right? What am I talking about?
Meditation.
Y'all are so bright this morning. Yes, okay, thank you. All right, so anyway, I said, well, I got to put this together, make some kind of Sunday talk, And so anyway, I thought about this business of packing and moving occurs because wherever I am, I decide for whatever reason I want to be somewhere else, doing something different. And that's kind of human nature, I guess, or it is amongst many of us. I have a little bit of gypsy blood in me, I think. Anyway, I thought, okay, need to get, though, Dee on the spiritual path here for this Sunday deal. And so I thought about what does the Bible say about packing and moving? Well, I don't even remember any verses considering packing and moving, but y'all, it's full of it. I swear, you would not believe it. Okay, you know this term nomads? Mm-hmm. Well, that whole, I started to say that whole first half. No, it's more than a half, because the Old Testament's way bigger than the New Testament, So that whole first half is all about the nomads. There were a cajillion of them. Everybody in that whole Old Testament, they were all trying to move somewhere else, do something different, go here, go there, all the time looking for God, thinking things were going to be better, needing God to take care of them, right? Nomadic people, Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, Moses, lots and lots and lots of them, all the Israelites. And so they were just constantly on the move, on the move, on the move. Anyway, so that Old Testament was full of all kinds of stories of them packing up and moving, and trying to hope that they were going to have a richer experience of something that they knew was a God. Okay. So the physical journeys were really just kind of like metaphors or symbols of the spiritual journey of all these different people. The Old Testament is not my favorite part, but I do realize that they were on these journeys and they were spiritual journeys. Well, I kind of hope that's what I've been able to do myself, that I've been able to see this horrendous chore of packing up and moving as a spiritual journey, because it has become one. It has been one. It still is one. Okay, so I also noticed that the Bible in many places has all kinds of things to say about packing and moving and the things that we haul with us in those moves. Oh my goodness. don't get me started. Okay, well, you already have got me started, so I'm just going to go on with it. All right. All right. All right. So, once upon a time, there was a girl, moi, and for whatever reason, I grew weary of where I was over in Hutto in that cute little 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a pretty backyard with lots of trees. Lots of things that fed my soul. But the thing that fed my soul most when I came to this house was I came there with Ben, my hubby of 38 years. And so we were partners there in that house, we did everything together, blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, when he passed on, it didn't feel the same anymore, There were a lot of memories there, and they're wonderful memories, but at the same time, they were hard also, in a different sort of way. And so I finally realized that not only might I be happier somewhere else, but that was kind of something that maybe needed to happen because physically, financially, and emotionally, I was running out of all the energy that I needed to feed that house. The house was kind of starting to weigh me down. So anyway, time to prioritize, to downsize, to simplify, to recreate a life for myself. So 8 days ago, last Saturday, I moved to a 55-plus community. It looks like it's going to be real good. And I did that really to have a easier life, physically, financially, and so forth. I thought this whole thing was about the packing and moving part, but I've realized it is a spiritual journey. Anytime we move, whether it's from our chair to the refrigerator and back, or whether it's across town or to another town or whatever, it is a move. It is a transition. It is a spiritual journey. It is a possibility of knowing God even more deeply than ever before. And so all of that part of it I'm real excited about. I really am. I have a friend named Jean, and she was in the same boat, living in Hutto also. And so we kind of teamed up in terms of effort and made a lot of the appointments to go to places and look through them and everything at the same time and compare notes and all of that and share information that we found out. So that made it kind of nice for me to have a partner in crime in that. I'm not sure why I wrote this, but so I'm going to skip that sentence. Is that all right with y'all? I'm sorry, y'all. The mind is doing the best it can. Anyway, what I realized in checking all this out in the Bible is that there is plenty of stuff in there that pertains to this. One of the ones that came to me right off the bat was Ecclesiastes. Is that one up there? Oh, that one there. Thank you, Kathy. Okay. So we know there's really 8 verses to this, but I felt like the first one, that there's a time and a season for everything, was very, very apropos to this morning. But number 6 was also apropos, okay? And number 7, a time to keep and a time to throw away. Throw away. That was a hard part. So, in moving, they tell you, okay, it's real easy. You just get these 4 boxes, and one of them goes to the Goodwill and one of them goes to the trash and blah, all this. And, okay, Well, it doesn't work. Don't even try it. Because, they're not thinking about the fact that my grandmother made that quilt, and she is no longer on this, but this is all I have to, connect. Nope, gonna have to have that, So anyway, you can't keep everything. And so it caused me to start to throw away some things and to share some things too. I gave away some things. I love the giving away part. Gosh, that was more fun than a barrel of eggs. I'm gonna tell you one story on it. Okay, don't you know that just a month before I get ready to move out of that house, the refrigerator goes kerplunk. And so it was still running, but it was not doing so well. So put it in the garage, bought a new refrigerator. My nephew's living in the house now, so he's thrilled to get a brand new refrigerator, and that's fine with me. I'm glad he has it. Okay. Anyway, people 2 doors down from me that I had never met, young couple, and she does volunteer work for the resource center in Hutto, which is like the food bank there. And she constantly is getting all these deals, from the various suppliers and not having a good place to put it. And so she said, oh, I need that refrigerator. I said, boy, have I got a deal for you, like free, okay? So anyway, gathered a couple of guys, and they tooled it down the street and into her garage. And yes, it doesn't have an ice maker that works, but hey, the rest of it works pretty well. And so she's got what she needs. So that felt really, really good. I don't know why I told you that story, but I guess because I just wanted to, because it made me feel really good that it happened that way. So some of the stuff, that I've had to let go of, it has a really sweet ending like that. That makes me feel good. Okay, another thing that occurred to me was that Matthew 18, verse 3, says that we should become as little children. Okay, and I thought, okay, now let me think about this. All right. Well, one of the things that occurred to me when I read that was that, see if you can relate. When you were a little kid, did you ever threaten your mom or dad or whoever that you're going to run away from home? A plant on the first row. Yes, very good. Okay. Boy, I did. My brother and I co-owned a little red wagon. I was 5 years old, and I got that red wagon, and I put a couple of my favorite things in it, and I went to that front door. Mama, I'm running away. She said, okay. Moms, oh geez, they can be so snotty sometimes. So anyway, of course, away I went, and now that I look back on it, all that happened was that God was watching and said, angels, right there, just watching me as I tooled down the street at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know what I was thinking. It was in the middle of winter. Anyway, those angels got me back home safely, and I didn't try that again, and nothing was said about it. Mom didn't say a word. Nobody else said any word. It was like it never happened, But I learned something. Okay, good. Something also about part of my talk, which is about the stuff and about paring down stuff and everything. And I already told you that was hard to do. And I didn't do it real well, okay? I did it. I did it enough that it hurt, but it didn't kill me. Okay. Okay. Well, I think about Jesus. Okay, now move over to the New Testament. So he had these disciples, and then the disciples got disciples of their own, and they're ready to go out and start going to the churches, and sharing, and the villages, and sharing what they know. And so he said, okay, look, I demand that you travel light. You have to travel light. Nobody's going to be carrying food. That kind of freaks me out, because when I'm going in the car, I want food in there with me and my water bottle, of course. So you don't going to have food, no. As you come to the people, the little tribes or villages or whatever, then they're going to offer you food. If they don't, you can go on to the next one. Fair enough. Okay. And he said, you don't need to bring extra clothing. You don't need to bring belongings of any kind. He said, shake off your sandals and move on. Okay. So, they think there were a number of people that were unidentified name-wise within those groups of those disciples and their groups. And so there's a little story written about one of them that they think might have been named Ian. I know that sounds like a modern name to me, but this is a nice little story that was online about it. So Ian was there when Jesus gave out the instructions about you're going to travel light. You're not going to be bringing any bunch of stuff or anything. The only stuff that you need is the message. You take the message with you, no stuff. Okay, well, Ian, the day that they were all to disperse, Ian shows up, and he got him a backpack. It's not a big old honking, overnight type, but it is a backpack. And so Jesus says, get rid of it. And he said, but I got it really cheap, and it's tiny, and I got it in New Zealand, and it holds my extra pair of favorite sandals. And he says, nope. No stuff is needed, just the message. And so it got me to thinking, okay, if I'm supposed to get something out of that, I'm supposed to learn something about that, then it's not those big boxes that I'm hauling over here to this place that are still unpacked, but part of it is what's in them, but more than that, it's what's inside of me. It's what's inside of me. It's what's inside of each of us, wherever we are going. It's what have we packed? What have we thrown away? What do we no longer need? What have we saved to be inside of us, to let come out wherever we are, as whoever we are? I think there's other stuff that I have to say on this paper, but I think I'm not going to. What am I learning? Well, I'm learning about excess, not necessary. I'm learning about old stuff is no more useful than old ideas. Create a little space, Dee, a little space for new experience, new ideas, bigger place in the heart. Okay. I'm learning about priorities, traveling light, as Jesus instructed them. And the stuff that I'm going to haul through life, what is it and why is it? And is it going to bring me real joy, real peace, real love? Is it stuff that I have plenty of and I want to share it? That's what I need to pack. That's what I need to move. The rest of it is lanyap. I do have one funny little thing I'm going to leave with you. Several years ago, we had some unfortunate things happen, like we lost Johnny Cash. And then not long after that, we lost Bob Hope. And then recently, Steve Jobs. Oh, okay. So that means we now have no cash, no hope, and no jobs. And so our prayer should be, please, God, don't let anything happen to Kevin Bacon. And amen.